Philosophers versus scientists on wellness and longevity. That's something I'm going to talk about today, so stick around. Hi, my name is Sachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of the Ikigai diet and Ikigai biohacking. Now, recently, there are many doctors and scientists published books on wellness and longevity. And now, scientific information on health is everywhere now. Yeah, and it's not only on wellness, like many other things too. Science is valued so much, like science is everywhere, right? And do you think science is a little overrated? I don't know. So that's something I'd like to talk about today. And in the book, Ikigai Biohacking, I introduce myself as a philosopher of happiness. Or actually, I'm not a philosopher or anything, but if I were to categorize myself into some kind of a field of expertise, the only thing I can say is I am a philosopher of happiness because that's something I've been searching for all my life, seeking ways to make myself happy and make a society happy. Right. So, uh, and I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist. Therefore, I'm not an expert on health and medicine. I cannot provide any medical information on that topic. However, as someone who has been searching for a way to become happy, I can provide different perspectives on health from other scientists. Right. So today, I'd like to kind of discuss the differences between perspective that can be provided from philosophers and perspective that can be provided by scientists. First of all, I think scientists are great. Yeah, they have contributed a lot in the field of wellness and longevity. Yeah, for one, they brought evidence-based approach, right? Before that, many things are more anecdotal. Yeah, for example, this method worked for me, therefore it should work for you. Or this approach worked for many people, therefore it should work for you too. Kind of thing, right? For example, even like blue zones and centenarians are more anecdotal. Yeah, like walking, for example, a lot of centenarians walked in the blue zones, and therefore walking should improve your health and longevity. Or many centenarians practice a plant-based diet, therefore a plant-based diet should be beneficial for your health and longevity. Yeah, but now scientists have conducted some experiments on those areas, and they have proved that these methods actually work. So before, things were more anecdotal, but now it is backed up by evidence. So it's kind of evidence-based discoveries, right? And also they brought a culture or custom to constantly measure things. Yeah, before everything was more reliant on like a feelings, how you feel. Like when you practice intermittent fasting, people are talking about your feeling. I feel great after doing it, or I feel more energized, or I'm less tired now, kind of thing. Well, now they measure everything, they test everything. You test your blood sugar level or body mass index and so on, and then or they recommend you to have a DNA test to know your physiology, and based on your condition, you can determine what is optimal exercise or diet or fasting for you. Yeah. Um, this measuring culture can bring more accurate information. Yeah. However, there are problems of scientists or science. It's not only about science themselves, but how people regard science or how the society regards science in general. Yeah. Now, many scientists are specialized in one field and often too busy to study things outside of their field. So in a way, they are specialists. Yeah. So they know a lot, yeah, about their field. But when it comes to things outside of their field, they don't know so much. Yeah. So they tend to kind of focus on that field a lot. And then sometimes they have a corporate tie, especially in the field of medicine and health. It is very lucrative. Yeah. And therefore, many companies are interested in doctors and scientists to endorse their product or services. And often they found their, you know, often the companies found the research for scientists to conduct, and then it becomes more difficult for scientists to be objective, right? Um, Also, uh, the scientists have authoritative nature. It's not so much scientists themselves, but the way people regard scientists. We think science have authority. We give authority to the science, and we tend to believe the science because they have evidence. Right. Now, if we all have the scientific knowledge, and we're all able to read scientific papers, and there is no problem. But the thing is, we cannot read scientific papers. They're too difficult, they're too technical. Therefore, we don't actually understand the explanation by the scientists. We just have to believe their words for it. Yeah. And then, but sometimes science is not always right. Yeah. While there is a data saying one thing is true, there are also other data contradicting that data. Yeah. So different scientists conclude different facts about things. So you have to check everything to really understand the truth. Yeah. One evidence doesn't really mean this is always right. And also, science is something that for now it is true. Yeah, but in 10 years' time, it can change. I mean, that is why there's always lots of new discoveries, you know. There are countless new discoveries year after year, and then the fact changes all the time. So you cannot trust science too much in that sense. Okay, so what about philosophers? Yeah, what can philosophers bring to the field of longevity? Now, there are different kind of philosophers. Yeah, so in this case, I'm talking about philosopher of happiness or life. Yeah, philosophers who are interested in how people can become happy and how society can become happy and so on. Right. And then usually these philosophers have a tendency to have a holistic understanding of life in general because life is their field of expertise. And then they have more time to read or experience diverse field related to life. Yeah. And they might travel to other countries and they might become interested in environment, social structures, relationships, yeah, as well as the people's health, right? So when they look at health, they don't look at only the the function of organs or nutrition and the cells. Yeah, they look at how people live in the society, their relationships, and their interest in their work and all kinds of things. Now, for example, if you want to know how to get from A to be. Yeah. And if you ask the questions to a scientist and a philosopher, you might get totally different answers. Right. So if you want to get from A to B faster, so you ask the question, what is the optimal way of getting to B from A? And the science, yeah, will calculate and then give you several routes, and then will probably tell you the quickest way to get to B. Yeah, for example, usually it takes 30 minutes to get to B, but scientists discovered a way to get to B in 20 minutes so that you can save 10 minutes of your time. However, a philosopher might ask you a different question, right? Why do you want to get to be faster? Yeah. Are you not satisfied with your present commuting time? Yeah. Because getting to be, because getting to be faster is not always beneficial. Yeah. Let's say during the 30 minutes of your commuting time, if you are maybe listening to a podcast or a CD, and the time is just right. Yeah, you can listen to one episode each time. If it's shortened to 20 minutes, then you cannot listen to till the ending. Yeah, that becomes inconvenient. Or like having a certain commuting time is important. It gives you a warm-up period before starting to work. Yeah. So philosophers would ask you that kind of questions to make sure the answer will lead to your happiness. And usually philosophers don't have corporate ties. This is because philosophy is not lucrative. Companies are not interested in philosophers so much, right? Now, um, so here, I'm not only talking about individual corporations or ties with individual corporations, but more as an entire industry, because I feel now the industry is shifting to a certain direction, shifting to a big data-based society, yeah, where everything will be run by AI and technology, right? And then, so everything will be very convenient, yeah, including health. Yeah, health is kind of included in the entire design, right? And I feel that the health is one of the kind of, I don't know, maybe benefit or advantage of shifting to this kind of society presented to the people. So many people think, oh, this is great because health is very important. We need to protect the people getting sick. So if we can have the optimized system to, track our, physical condition and always applying the optimal approach to maintain our health and even stop aging and, like we as a society becomes completely sick free, sounds very attractive. Yeah. And then many people want to embrace this shift. Yeah. And the scientists who promote the kind of wellness, the things now may be used to advance this agenda. I mean, I don't know. This is my just kind of a gut feeling type of thing, right? And then, but if it is happening, scientists usually don't question it so much because that is not their field of expertise. They are interested in the medicine and the health and how to like improve your health. They're not interested in social structures and system. And they might even think this is a conspiracy theory and that's the last thing they want to touch, or at least that's the last thing they want to touch. They are programmed to believe that that's the last thing they want to touch. Yeah. Well, philosophers probably have more freedom to look at any kind of information if you're not in the field of academics, right? And also, they are interested in social structure because that is critical for people to become happy. Now, so it is just like a what versus how. So scientists are interested in how, like how to improve your health, while philosophers are interested in what you want, what makes you happy, yeah. And so I gave you the example of the difference between Ikigai biohacking and regular biohacking, for example. And then in regular biohacking, you're aiming to live until 200 years old. Like you want to expand your lifespan. While in Ikigai biohacking, the aim is to stay sick-free until 120. You want to expand your health span, right? So this is because as a philosopher, I first questions, is it beneficial for us to extend our lifespan? Why do you want to live longer? While many scientists don't ask that question, they start from the fact that it is always better to live longer, and then they're focusing on how to achieve that outcome, yeah, and how one can optimize your health, yeah. But as a philosopher, I think of social and environmental implications uh, of applying some health measures. Yeah, how does it affect our society? How does it affect our relationships? How does it affect our spirituality and so on? Those are the differences. But I'm not saying philosophers are better than scientists. And they are both important. And we can benefit so much from scientists. Yeah. And I do too. I read many books written by scientists and I watch YouTube videos by scientists, and they're very helpful for me. I have learned so much in the last few years. Yeah. So it's just like a philosopher can give you a different perspective to just widen your views in general, right? And then about optimization, yeah. So when we say biohacking, yeah, the bottom line is it is about optimization, isn't it? How to optimize your health so that live, you can live well and you can live long, right? But is optimization always important? I mean, why do you want to optimize? That is a question a philosopher would ask. So in the next video, I'll share with you how I view optimization. Is optimization always beneficial for us? Okay, thank you for watching. Again, my name is Sachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of the Ikigai Diet and Ikigai Biohacking. If you want to know more about a philosopher's perspective on health and longevity, please read Ikigai Biohacking, Biohacking based on Japanese natural health. And if you like this video, please give me your thumb up and subscribe to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button. Thank you. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Live with your Ikigai.